And that woman had really, really bad jewelry. I mean, it was bad. Like some knockoff bohemian stuff. It was not cool. I actually really like that dude's car. I don't know why. I mean, the paint job sucks and everything, but for some reason I'm like, yeah, I would drive that. I think because it screams practical. I mean, hell, I'm riding an XJ, like, yeah, that's pretty much about as practical as you get, other than maybe like a Ninja 500, which, really, going over the specs, I think mostly because I'm a jerk, I will definitely prefer this over a Ninja 500, but if I was a bit more practical, I'd probably go with the Ninja 5. Just because you look at the Ninja 5, like from what I've seen in life, and it just seems like it would have so much better touring potential. Never mind, it's like a twin if I remember right, and that thing sounds like a beast when it screams, even with the stock exhaust. And the cool thing is it's got that double 4 in a 2 exhaust, which I love those. I like the balanced look. Like on the XJ here, I love that. That's like my favorite feature. And I think this woman is looking in her mirror at me like I'm an idiot, because I removed the breath guard, so like now people can actually see what I look like in the helmet, which I don't know if I like, because I see a lot more distracted drivers, and I'm not sure if that's because they're looking at me because I'm funny looking or something. I do know one thing, like I get a lot of wide-eyed looks over the, like, in general when I pop the helmet off. It's kind of like nobody expects some dude with medium length hair to pop out of the helmet and have some lip piercings, and that is one cool roof. I don't know. I'm cool with it. Yeah, we're just kind of riding. At some point I'll turn around. For the meantime, man, I'm just gonna play with traffic. So, like, I've only had this thing for like 3 months, and I'm already debating what the next bike is gonna be. I love this machine. If it doesn't die on me, if I don't murder it, if I don't break it into little pieces, I'll probably keep it around. Maybe pass it on to a friend or something, if I find somebody that, you know, it's suitable for. Definitely not my little brother. I'm not ever going to help my little brother get into motorcycling. Mostly because I'm a protective bastard like that. Yeah, so for me right now, I think I thought about the SV, but I just didn't dig it. It, you know, looks a lot like this, really dated looking. Whereas this thing has kind of its cool. Looks like a fucking shark. At least in my opinion. So it's just like, for the SV, I've heard horrible things about comfort, and the looks are not appealing. And then from there, that really led me, like, I don't want a huge power increase. There's very few times that I wish I had a bit more horsepower on this thing. So, like, I'm going to be cool with a 10, 12 horsepower up, because I'm mostly concerned about, like, my practical commuting. So it really comes down to the 650R, which would be the Kawasaki Ninja. I believe it's called the ER6F over in the European countries, which makes a lot more sense because the thing's not really a, you know, Ninja. It's not some horsepower screaming monster. Or the Yamaha FC6R, which, kind of going through them, I'm really leaning towards the FC. It looks much better than the 650R. I like the fact that it's a high revving machine, that it's a bloody monster. The torque curve is okay, comparable to this XJ. But what I really dig is the looks. I mean, in that general block, the machines are all so similar, except for like the SV, which is the only one that really stands out as being, you know, a hooligan machine. So yeah, I've like already decided that I'm allocating funds for an FZ probably. Meanwhile, I talk of 500 EXs, and there goes a Ninja 500. As you can see, beautiful machine. Yeah, I have no clue where I'm at. Not the slightest idea. Alright. So we're gonna get off here, probably fight with some construction shit, and do a turnaround. But yeah, like I've gotten a look at all of the machines up close. And while I am not a big fan of the sound of the FZ, I think the build quality was much more impressive to me than that of the 650R. I mean, the SV still takes the cake as far as quality goes. It's just, you know, I'm a shallow bastard. And at that general, like, grouping, I'm more concerned about the shallow bits. So yeah, if anybody else happens to have their takes on these machines, either your own personal experience and so on, do let me know, because I am very interested in the FCs. The only thing I don't like is I've come across used 650Rs and used SVs. SVs, but I've never seen a used FC6R yet. I think that's because they're still pretty young. I think it was introduced in 07. And no, it's not fanboyism. My other bike's a Suzuki. I've just been happy with the XJ and the FC6R kind of being a spiritual successor, which is a little bit more horsepower, sounds good to me.